The day began like any normal morning on Earth. People rushed to work, children prepared for school, and the world moved in its usual busy rhythm. No one had any idea that everything was about to change. No one knew that the sky itself would announce the arrival of something far greater, far darker, and far more dangerous than anything humanity had ever faced before. It started quietly. At first, only a few early morning skywatchers noticed it. A strange shimmer appeared high above the clouds, like sunlight reflecting on metal, but too sharp and too large to be natural. A man in Brazil was the first to post a picture online. 30 seconds later, a woman in Japan shared the same strange shine. Within minutes, thousands of photos appeared from every corner of the world. Something was in the sky. Something big. Something not human. At the Global Weather Center in London, alarms began to ring. Dr. Elaine Carter, a senior astronomer, stared at the satellite screen with wide eyes. What she saw didn't make sense. Her fingers shook as she zoomed in again, forcing the image to sharpen. She whispered, That can't be real. But it was. A gigantic formation of objects, perfectly lined, perfectly organized, thousands of them, was entering the solar system. They were moving faster than any human-made ship had ever traveled. Even before the computers finished processing the data, Elaine knew what they were. Warships. Alien warships. And not a few, thousands. News spread like wildfire. TV channels broke into live broadcasts. Social media exploded. People flooded the streets, pointing at the sky, whispering in fear. The sky above Earth slowly changed from blue to a strange faint silver. As sunlight passed through the incoming fleet's massive energy signatures, colors shifted. At first it looked beautiful, like a dream. But the beauty died quickly, replaced by a deep, growing fear. In Washington, the president was rushed to an emergency command room. Generals spoke in harsh tones, trying to remain calm but failing. Number of ships? The president asked. A nervous-looking officer replied, Satellite count shows 9,700, sir. The room fell silent. 9,700 alien ships. A number too big to understand. A number that could erase Earth 100 times over. The president swallowed hard. Are we sure? Yes, sir. An entire armada. Across the world, similar scenes played out. China, Russia, the European Union, India, every major power saw the same terrifying truth. Earth was facing an invasion of unimaginable scale. On the alien ships, the invaders watched Earth calmly. In the command deck of the flagship, Supreme Admiral Zarkul of the Zorthan Dominion observed the blue planet with cold interest. His 3 golden eyes narrowed as he read the data. A simple world, he said softly. Resource-rich. Weak military. Perfect for conquest. A junior officer stepped forward. Admiral, should we send a message demanding their surrender? Zarkul smirked, his sharp teeth glinting. Yes. Let the humans know their end has arrived. Moments later, every device on Earth, from radios and phones to satellites and televisions, went dark for 1 second. Then a chilling voice echoed across the planet in a language no human knew, yet somehow everyone understood. People of Earth, you stand before the Zorthan Dominion. Surrender your planet, your resources, and your freedom. Resistance will lead to total destruction. You have 1 hour. People froze. Some screamed. Some fainted. Governments panicked. Panic spread like fire. But Earth did something unexpected. Earth stayed silent. No government replied. No commander responded. No nation sent any message. The aliens watched with confusion. Why do they not answer? Asked one of the Zorthan commanders. Perhaps their leaders are in shock, Admiral Zarkul replied. They will respond soon. But they didn't. Minute after minute passed. The silence grew heavier, thicker, more uncomfortable. The aliens expected begging, panic, or desperate negotiation. But there was nothing. On the surface of Earth, however, something important was happening, something the aliens could not see. Deep underground, in secret facilities built with hidden technology, human leaders gathered. Not to negotiate. Not to surrender. But to activate something ancient. Something powerful. Something humanity had kept hidden for this exact moment. An old general spoke softly to the world leaders. They think we are quiet because we are afraid. They do not know the truth. They do not know what sleeps beneath our planet. He stepped to a console and placed his hand on a scanner. Wake it up. Lights flashed. Deep rumbling echoed under the earth. Massive machines powered up. Energy pulsed through hidden tunnels. The ground shook. Above, the alien fleet noticed the tremors. Their sensors picked up strange readings. Admiral, a technician said nervously. The humans are doing something. There is a rise in unknown energy. What kind of energy? Zarko growled. We don't know. For the first time, the alien admiral felt a drop of fear. And on Earth, as the hidden machines roared to life, one quiet sentence appeared on every human screen. Defense Protocol, Awakening. The sky had changed color. The invasion had arrived. But humanity was not afraid. Humanity was preparing. The alien armada moved closer with every passing second. Their formation stretched so wide that even Earth's largest telescopes could not capture the entire fleet in one frame. It was like a moving metal continent in space, swallowing the darkness around it. People on Earth watched the sky in fear. The strange silver glow had now become brighter, almost like a second sun hidden behind the clouds. Everyone knew something terrible was approaching, but no one understood how big the threat truly was. Inside the Pentagon, General Harris stared at the live satellite feed with a hard, cold expression. The alien ships were now crossing Jupiter's orbit. They are entering the inner system, he said quietly. All right, replied the president. Activate Stage 1. No one outside that underground room knew what Stage 1 meant, and that secrecy made the suspense even heavier. The world governments shared no information. No public announcement. No warning. Instead, Earth remained silent. Completely silent. The aliens noticed. On the flagship Zarkol's Pride, the mood shifted from confidence to confusion. The young Zorthan tactical officer looked up from the glowing console. Admiral, their communication networks are active. But still, no reply. Admiral Zarkol frowned. Strange behavior for a primitive species. They should be screaming for mercy. Perhaps they cannot understand us? Another officer suggested. Impossible, Zarkol snapped. The Dominion's universal broadcast reaches all minds. Even beasts understand us. Silence filled the command deck. Then a new alert flashed across the screens. Human planetary systems scanned. No significant war fleet detected. A soft ripple of laughter moved through the alien officers. Pathetic, one muttered. They do not even have a basic orbital defense, another chuckled. No warships. No armada. Nothing. The aliens felt reassured. They had expected a challenge. But Earth looked unprepared, unarmed, defenseless. Admiral Zarkol leaned back on his throne-like command seat. This will be easier than we thought. But there was still one thing bothering him. An odd energy signal pulsed from deep inside Earth, too faint to understand, too strange to identify. He dismissed it. Probably some natural phenomenon, he thought. But he was wrong. Very wrong. Back on Earth, in a hidden base beneath the Sahara Desert, a giant circular device awakened. Blue energy spiraled through its rings. Control panels flickered with warnings only a few humans understood. In another secret base under Siberia, operators watched as a massive underground grid hummed to life. The walls vibrated, dust falling from the ceilings. And below the Pacific Ocean, an ancient machine built in total secrecy by the United Human Governments rose from the deep waters like a sleeping beast opening its eyes. Earth was not preparing to talk. Earth was preparing to fight. But the aliens didn't know that yet. The Armada reaches Earth's border. The alien fleet finally entered Earth's outer defense zone. A region of space that humanity never talked about, never mapped publicly, and never allowed anyone to enter. A Zorthan sensor officer reported, Admiral, we are now inside human planetary border. Good. Begin formation split. Prepare landing divisions. Yes, the alien armada was splitting into waves. Wave 1, orbital bombardment ships. Wave 2, ground assault carriers. Wave 3, resource harvesters. Wave 4, Dominion governors and elites. They were not planning a battle. They were planning ownership. To them, Earth was already theirs. Suddenly, beep, beep, beep. Alarms rang across the alien flagship. The sensor officer's 3 hands shook. Admiral, new readings. What kind? The officer swallowed. I don't know. But something just appeared. What do you mean appeared? I mean, it was not there a second ago. Zarkol stood up, furious. Show me. The screen zoomed in on a region near Earth's orbit. The aliens went silent. A massive circular structure had decloaked from darkness. It was huge, almost the size of a small moon, yet its surface was sleek and geometrically perfect. It glowed faintly with blue energy. A human structure. But this was not a ship. Not a station. Not anything the aliens had ever seen. The tactical officer whispered, trembling. Admiral, This does not match any known human technology. It is far beyond their level. Zarkol forced confidence into his voice. A single structure does not matter. Fire a warning shot. But before he could give the full order, the structure moved, and the alien officers froze. Space stations do not move like that. Not with that speed. Not with that precision. One alien whispered, "What are we facing?" In that moment, another human structure decloaked on the opposite side. Then another. And another. And another. Within seconds, 6 enormous human defense platforms surrounded Earth, each one bigger and more advanced than anything the aliens had imagined. But Earth still said nothing. No warning. No threat. No message. Just silence. A silence so heavy that even the alien admiral felt a chill. This, Zarkol whispered, staring at the growing ring of human structures. This was not in the reports. The aliens had come expecting weak humans. What they saw now did not look weak. The invasion had begun. But Earth was waking up. And the aliens were only starting to understand their mistake. The alien armada slowed down as it approached Earth's orbit. Their ships spread into a massive attack formation, surrounding the planet from every side. It was a sight no human had ever imagined. 9,700 warships forming a metal cage around Earth. But Earth still did not respond. No alarms, no broadcasts, no attempt to negotiate. Only silence. A silence that grew more and more unnatural. Admiral Zarkol felt a strange pressure in his chest. His instincts, sharpened by decades of war, told him something was wrong. Something did not fit the pattern. Humans should be screaming by now, he muttered. Where is their fear? But Earth remained quiet, too quiet. On the Zarkol's pride, the second-in-command, Commander Vralt, stepped forward. Admiral, should we begin bombardment? Zarkol hesitated. Bombardment was easy. But something inside told him to wait. Before he could decide, a new alert flashed on every alien screen. Unknown energy spike detected near Earth. The bridge crew froze. Source. Zarkol demanded. The sensor officer's voice trembled. Earth, sir. From the human surface. Multiple points. Are they firing weapons? No, Admiral. It looks like activation signals. The Admiral's 3 eyes narrowed. Activation of what? The officer did not know. No one knew. Deep inside Earth, far beneath the mountains of Alaska, in a bunker built over 40 years ago, a team of engineers watched in silence as the final pieces of the global defense grid switched from dormant to active. Giant screens displayed glowing lines of blue energy running like veins through the Earth's crust. A senior technician spoke softly. Earth grid interface complete. General Harris nodded. Prepare for Phase 2. Above them the planet seemed unchanged. No light. No movement. No sign of weapons. But every human scientist in the room knew what was coming next. One whispered, "They won't expect it." And she was right. Back in orbit, the alien armada moved cautiously now. The earlier confidence had faded, replaced by confusion and a growing fear they refused to admit. Zarkol stared at the mysterious human structures that had appeared out of nowhere. "What are these stations?" he asked. "No idea, sir," Vralt replied. "They do not match any human design. They look advanced." Advanced for humans? Zarkol scoffed. But then he noticed something unsettling. The 6 giant human defense platforms were not aiming their weapons outward. They were aiming inward, toward Earth. As if Earth itself was a weapon. "Something is wrong," he muttered. Then, a sound. A deep, resonating vibration filled the void of space. It wasn't real sound, space had no air, but the alien sensors translated the frequency. Every alien ship heard it as a low, metallic pulse. Thump, thump, thump. The tactical officer's hands shook. "Admiral, that sound is coming from Earth. What is causing it?" "We don't know, sir." The aliens had conquered nearly 40 planets in the last decade. They had crushed dozens of civilizations, burned cities, enslaved worlds. But Earth was not behaving like any of them. The first shot. Inside the human defensive platforms, massive weapons rotated into place. They hummed with power, quiet, controlled, deadly. These were not alien-style plasma cannons or laser beams. These were kinetic rail weapons, designed by humans, perfected in secret, and powered by something far beyond normal science. On Platform 0, the lead operator watched the targeting screen. "Commander, we have lock on alien forward ships." The commander nodded once. "Fire 1 round." Only 1. The railgun charged. A bright blue arc lit up across the entire platform like lightning trapped inside metal. platform. A single hypervelocity projectile blasted through space, moving at a speed so fast even alien sensors could barely track it. It hit the first alien ship. It cut through the second. It shattered the third. It tore through the fourth and kept going. 8 ships exploded in instant silence. The aliens froze. Zarkul stood up in shock. What was that? The sensor officer was shaking uncontrollably. Admiral, it was a kinetic strike. A projectile. But the speed, the power, it is impossible. Vralt whispered. Humans should not have this level of technology. But they did. And that was only the beginning. Earth finally speaks. A new energy surge appeared on the alien screens. Every defense platform glowed brighter. Earth itself seemed to pulse with power. Then, for the first time since the invasion began, a human message reached the alien fleet. It was not a scream. Not a threat. Not a last plea. It was a calm voice. A steady voice. A voice with absolute confidence. Zorthan Dominion. You have crossed into forbidden space. Turn around. Leave immediately. This is your only warning. Every alien stood still. Zarkul felt something he had never felt in his life. Fear. Pure cold fear. He growled, trying to hide it. They dare warn us? Fire everything. Destroy those platforms. But even as he shouted, he knew something had gone terribly wrong. Because humans should not have been capable of this. Humans should have been weak. Yet here they were, calm, silent, and preparing to shoot again. The first human move had been made. And it shook the alien armada to its core. The alien armada moved closer to Earth like a rising storm. Every hour, the sky grew brighter with the glow of thousands of ships. People across the world watched in fear, but far from the surface, in a hidden military station called Outpost Orion, humans were preparing for the first battle. Commander Rhea Morgan stood in the main control room, her eyes fixed on the giant holodisplay. It showed the alien fleet in red dots spreading across space like a flood. Her voice was calm, but inside she felt the weight of humanity on her shoulders. We are outnumbered, her second officer, Lieutenant Jonas Hale, whispered. Rhea nodded. Yes. But numbers do not decide every battle. Timing does. Outpost Orion was not a normal station. It was old, built during the early years of Earth's space expansion. Many believed it to be an abandoned research facility. Only a few high-level officers knew its truth. It was the home of Project Aegis, humanity's most secret weapon. As the alien ships approached, engineers ran across the station, checking systems, locking power cores, and preparing defense lines. The station hummed with energy. It felt alive. The first alert blared through the hall. Warning, enemy scout ships entering engagement range. Rhea straightened. Battle stations. Prepare Phase 1. Suddenly, the lights dimmed and the station's metal shutters closed with heavy thuds. Turrets rotated into position. Shield generators warmed up. Jonas looked at her. They will test our defenses first. They will, she said. And they must believe they can break us. Outside, the first group of alien ships, a wave of 200 fast attack vessels, rushed toward the station. They were shaped like blades, sharp and black, slicing through space. Their movement was quick and aggressive. The alien commander of that group, known only as Vrakthul, saw the human station and laughed. A single outpost, he said in his language. Crush it. Let this be the first example for the humans. The alien ships opened fire. Green plasma bolts shot across the darkness and slammed into the station's shields. The bright energy rippled like water. Shields holding at 87%, Jonas reported. Rhea watched calmly. Hold the line. Do not fire yet. Jonas blinked. But Commander, they are hitting us hard. Let them, she said. They must believe we are weak. Seconds later, the aliens moved closer, firing more aggressively. Plasma hit the shields again and again. The station trembled, but the shields still held. Rhea waited, and waited, until the enemy was close enough to see the station's metal plates with their own eyes. Then she gave the order. Fire all rail turrets. In an instant, the station came alive. Giant railgun barrels extended outward. The magnetic coils glowed blue. Then, boom, boom, boom. Hypersonic metal slugs shot out with incredible speed. Each slug pierced through an alien ship like a needle through paper. In seconds, 10 alien ships exploded into hot fireballs. Jonas stared. They didn't expect a military outpost. No, Rhea answered. Because this was never meant to be one. The aliens panicked. Their formation scattered, but the railguns kept firing, hunting them down through the darkness. On the alien flagship, Vrakthul snarled. What is this weapon? Humans did not have this technology. But he had no time to think. More of his ships were destroyed. Their broken remains drifted across space like burning fragments. Inside the station, cheers filled the room, but Rhea raised her hand. Don't celebrate yet. This is only the first wave. Jonas swallowed. You think more are coming soon? She pointed at the holoscreen. The remaining alien fleet began shifting into new formations. Tighter, stronger formations. They know they underestimated us, Rhea said. Now they will attack with force. As if hearing her words, the alien armada began releasing larger ships, war cruisers, carriers, and massive dreadnoughts. Their engines burned like suns. The station's sensors screamed with red alerts. Warning, heavy alien forces preparing full assault. Jonas whispered, This looks like the real battle. Rhea nodded. Call every defense unit. Activate Aegis protocol. Everyone in the room froze. The Aegis protocol had never been used. It was a secret so deep that even many senior officers didn't know its purpose. But Rhea had always known this day might come. Her voice was firm. Today we show them that humans do not break. Not even against 9,000 ships. The station lights shifted to red. Metal floors vibrated. Large sealed doors unlocked, revealing deeper levels hidden from normal access. For the first time in years, Project Aegis awakened. Alarms echoed, but beneath them another sound began. A deep, rising hum, powerful, ancient, almost like the heartbeat of a giant. Jonas stared as a massive, glowing core lit up beneath the station floor. Commander, what is that? Rhea looked at the screen, watching the alien fleet prepare to strike. That, she said, is humanity's last surprise. And as the alien war cruisers charged their weapons, the giant core inside the station pulsed with blinding blue light. The first battle line had begun. But the real fight was about to start. Inside Outpost Orion, the station shook like a giant beast waking from a long sleep. Bright blue light glowed from the lower decks, blinking through the floors and walls. The sound was deep, like thunder rolling inside metal. Lieutenant Jonas Hale watched with wide eyes as the hidden core pulsed brighter and brighter. Commander, is this safe? Commander Rhea Morgan didn't look away from the holoscreen. No, she said. But safety is no longer an option. The alien armada was preparing for a massive coordinated strike. Thousands of ships were charging their weapons at the same time. Their engines glowed green and purple. Space itself seemed to shake with their power. Rhea pointed to the screen. They have realized we are not weak. Now they will try to erase us. Jonas swallowed hard. Then what is Project Aegis going to do? Rhea stepped toward the viewing window, her eyes reflecting the distant alien lights. It will make them fear us. The awakening of Aegis. Deep inside the station, giant mechanical doors opened. Thick cables uncoiled. An enormous machine hidden for decades powered up. It was not a weapon humans used lightly. Many believed it should never be used at all. Engineers ran across the floors, checking systems, entering codes, and preparing emergency shields. Core temperature rising to 30%, one of them reported. Stable? Rhea asked. For now, the engineer said. But if it goes above 70%, the entire station could. We do not go above 70, Rhea replied sharply. Today we fight smart. Jonas stared at the glowing core below. Commander, what exactly is Aegis? She exhaled slowly. Aegis is not a railgun. Not a laser. Not a bomb. She looked at him. It bends energy. And space. Jonas felt a shiver down his spine. You mean, like a gravity weapon? No, Rhea said. Much worse. The alien fleet advances. Outside, the alien dreadnoughts moved forward. Enormous ships, thousands of meters long, armed with cannons that could melt cities. Their armor was black and silver, covered with glowing runes. These were the ships that had destroyed dozens of human colonies in the past. On the alien flagship, Vrakthal raised his hand. All vessels, begin primary strike. This station must fall. Alien weapons lit up like stars exploding. Green plasma beams. Massive ion bolts. Microscopic drone swarms. Grav torpedoes that could crush steel. All launched at the same time. The darkness of space suddenly burst into bright, deadly color. Humans fight back. Shields to full power. Rhea shouted. The station hummed and a shimmering blue dome expanded around it. The alien blast hit the shield like a giant hammer. The entire station shook, metal groaning as if alive. Shields at 62%. Jonas reported. They are pushing harder. Hold, Rhea said. Just hold. Massive alien torpedoes smashed into the shield. Plasma waves poured like rain. The station's lights flickered. Panels sparked. Inside, alarms screamed. On the alien flagship, Vrakthal grinned. The humans cannot withstand this. But just then, a deep boom echoed through space. A shockwave rippled outward from Outpost Orion. Blue light surged upward from the station's core. And then, the entire battlefield began to change. Project Aegis activates. From the station's underbelly, a sphere of glowing blue energy expanded. It looked like a rising sun inside of space. But this light was not warm. It was cold. Sure. Controlled. The sphere reached the alien attack formation. And space bent. Alien ships twisted off course. Their formation collapsed. Missiles curved away, spinning uselessly. Plasma beams warped, splitting into harmless streams. Jonas gasped. It's manipulating their weapons. Rhea nodded. Aegis distorts gravitational fields. Their attacks cannot hit us while within the distortion zone. The alien fleet panicked. What is happening? Vrakthal roared. Our weapons are missing. Our systems are failing. His officers scrambled. Space is shifting around us. Something is pulling our shots away. Aegis kept expanding. Blue light filled the battlefield like a storm. The counterstrike. Now Rhea gave the order that would be remembered for generations. All rail batteries, fire. Hundreds of railguns roared at once. Because of the Aegis distortion, every alien ship was now exposed. Shields scrambled, positions unstable, weapons misaligned. The human shots were perfect. Dozens of alien ships exploded instantly. Fire scattered across the battlefield. Broken hulls drifted through the blue glow. Jonas blinked. They can't dodge. Aegis makes them slow. Exactly, Rhea said. This is our opening. The aliens fall back. Vrakthal stared at his screen in shock. We are losing ships. Hundreds. His officers shouted in panic. Our formations are collapsing. We cannot fire correctly. Retreat signals from multiple commanders. Vrakthal slammed his fist down. No, we do not retreat. But it was too late. The first wave of the alien fleet broke apart. Many began pulling back, fleeing from the glowing sphere and the deadly railgun fire. In Outpost Orion, the command room filled with controlled but powerful pride. Humans were holding against an armada. But Rhea did not smile. She looked at the remaining ships, still thousands. This was only the beginning, she whispered. They will come back. Stronger. Angrier. Jonas looked at her. Then what do we do? She stared at the pulsing Aegis core, now glowing dangerously bright. We prepare for the moment, she said quietly, when Aegis stops being enough. And far beyond the station, the alien fleet began regrouping, ready to bring hell onto Earth again. Outpost Orion floated in the middle of a battlefield that looked like the end of the universe. Broken alien ships drifted like burned metal islands. Trails of fire curled through space. The glow of Aegis still surrounded the human station, but the brightness was weaker now, flickering like a candle fighting heavy wind. Inside the command room, alarms flashed red. Commander, Aegis output is dropping fast, an engineer yelled. We are at 54% and falling. Commander Rhea Morgan's face tightened. How long until the core becomes unstable? The engineer swallowed. At this rate, maybe 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Against thousands of alien ships. Jonas Hale stepped closer to Rhea. We need to shut it down before it overloads. Rhea shook her head. If we shut it down now, we die in 20 seconds. If we keep it running, we may die in 5 minutes. Jonas stared at her, shocked. Those are not good options. She answered quietly. No. But they are the only ones. The second wave begins. Far outside, the alien fleet was changing shape. Massive dreadnoughts moved back into formation. Their lights glowed brighter. Their weapons charged with a deeper color, red mixed with black. A sign of full power. On the alien flagship, Vrakthal stood tall, fury in his glowing eyes. Humans have a gravity weapon, he growled. They dishonor the laws of war. His second-in-command lowered his head. What shall we do, Lord Vrakthal? We crush them, Vrakthal said. No matter the cost. He raised his hand. All ships, prepare the obliteration strike. The battlefield darkened as thousands of alien weapons charged at once. It looked like stars dying in slow motion. Inside the station, fear sets in. The human crew watched the alien fleet line up again. Jonas felt cold fear in his stomach. They are about to fire everything they have. Exactly, Rhea said. They know Aegis is weakening. They want to end this before we respond again. The station's lights flickered. The floor trembled slightly. Commander, the engineer said softly, Aegis core is overheating. If it goes above 80%, the core will collapse into itself. Jonas took a step back. You mean, like creating a black hole? Not a full black hole, the engineer said. But close enough to destroy everything in a 100-kilometer radius. Silence fell over the room. Rhea whispered, We hold the line. We protect Earth. No matter what happens to us. Jonas looked at her with sudden understanding. She wasn't expecting to survive this. She only wanted Earth to survive. Aegis staggers. A deep groan echoed through the station. Like metal bending under a massive weight. Core at 63%. 67%. 70%. The engineer called out. We are hitting dangerous levels. The blue Aegis sphere around the station flickered violently. Its shape twisted. Its color shifted. Outside, alien drones flew into the distortion zone, and were crushed instantly, folding like paper under invisible forces. The alien fleet did not stop. They moved forward slowly, confidently, believing the humans had reached their limit. The first impact. The aliens fired. Beams of red-black plasma shot across space. Thousands of missiles launched at once. Heavy energy cannons roared. The site looked like a burning wall of death. The first wave hit the Aegis field. The entire station screamed. Panels shattered. Metal shook loose. Sparks erupted from the ceiling. Shields failing. Jonas shouted. We're at 21%. Aegis field weakening. The blue sphere trembled like water touched by a storm. Rhea held onto the console. Hold. Just hold a little longer. But the next blast was even worse. A giant alien beam slammed into the Aegis field, twisting the space around it like melted glass. The lights flickered. The floor shook. The Aegis field shrank. Core at 78%, the engineer yelled. One more hit like that. He never finished. The third alien blast hit. The Aegis sphere cracked. Not shattered. Not collapsed. But cracked, like glass breaking under pressure. A terrifying sound echoed across the station. A sound humans had never heard before. Jonas stared in horror. Aegis is breaking. Rhea slowly straightened herself. She looked at the screen showing thousands of alien ships closing in. She whispered to herself. This is the turning point. We fail now. Earth falls. A surprise signal. Suddenly, a new transmission lit up the command screen. Jonas blinked. That signal, it's human. Rhea's eyes went wide. From where? From behind the alien fleet, Jonas said. Something big is coming. The transmission came again, stronger this time. Orion Command, hold your position. Reinforcements inbound. Rhea whispered. No, that's impossible. We have no fleets left. Jonas stared at the long-range sensors. A massive echo appeared behind the alien armada. Dozens, no, hundreds of signatures. They were human. And they were moving fast. Rhea's heartbeat quickened. Launch visual, she said. The cameras zoomed in. And what they saw made the entire command room fall silent. A formation of human warships, sleek, dark, powerful, came out of hyperspace in a perfect battle line. At their center was a gigantic vessel unlike any human ship ever built. Rhea whispered, That's impossible. Jonas stared at the screen, breathless. It's the Leviathan class, he said. But that ship was only in rumors. The massive human flagship fired its engines. Its weapons glowed. And its commander gave the final message. Orion, stand by. We're about to change the battle. The alien armada was preparing for the final strike when space behind them exploded into white-blue light. A shockwave rolled through the battlefield as hundreds of human warships dropped out of hyperspace, fast, sharp, and shining like metal arrows. Outpost Orion's command room froze. Jonas leaned forward, unable to believe his eyes. They came. They actually came. Commander Rhea Morgan whispered. I thought the Leviathan project was cancelled. But there it was. A colossal warship appeared through the light. A ship bigger than any human vessel known, almost as large as an alien dreadnought. Its hull was dark silver. Its engines glowed with bright white fire. Its weapons were lined across its sides like silent giants waiting to awaken. The name on its hull read, HFY Leviathan Prime. The rumors were true. Humanity had one final monster hidden away. The Leviathan speaks. A deep voice came through the transmission. Come. Confident. Deadly. Orion Station, this is Admiral Cyrus Thorne. We are taking command of the battlefield. Rhea felt tension leave her chest for the first time in hours. "Admiral, we thought you were lost." "Not lost," Thorne replied. "Waiting. Preparing." Jonas quickly checked the sensors. "Admiral, the alien fleet still has over 8,000 ships operational." "We see them," Thorne said. "And we brought something special." The Leviathan's engines grew brighter. The alien flagship immediately detected the new threat. On Vrakthal's bridge, panic broke out. "My lord," an officer cried. "Human supercapital ships behind us. They are massive." Vrakthal snarled. "Turn the fleet. Face them. Now." The alien armada shifted. Their formation bent into a circle to defend their rear. But they were too late. The Leviathan's first strike. Inside Leviathan Prime, a deep hum echoed across its hull. Energy built along its spine. Panels opened. A long railgun, longer than entire battleships, powered up, glowing white-hot. Admiral Thorne gave a cold, simple order. "Fire." A blinding beam tore through space. Not a laser. Not plasma. A kinetic rail shot moving so fast that space around it bent. It hit the alien battle line. And carved through 7 dreadnoughts in a single shot. The battlefield exploded with fire. Jonas gasped. "They destroyed dreadnoughts, like cardboard." Rhea whispered. "This changes everything." The human counteroffensive. Human warships spread out like a steel wave. Frigates and cruisers darted between alien ships, firing precision rail rounds. Destroyers launched swarms of smart missiles that hunted targets like predators. The alien formation collapsed instantly. "Human ships everywhere," an alien officer shouted. "We cannot form defenses." "They're too fast," another yelled. "They are cutting our lines apart." Vrakthal slammed his claws on the console. "Return fire. Do not let them break us." But it was already happening. Orion strikes back. Inside Outpost Orion, Aegis flickered dangerously. Core at 82%. "We cannot hold much longer," the engineer shouted. Rhea closed her eyes for a moment. Then she spoke. "We don't need to hold. Not anymore." She turned toward the battlefield. "All remaining railguns, fire on my mark." Jonas hesitated. "Even with a broken Aegis field?" "Yes." Rhea's voice was steady. The Leviathan opened a window. "We finished the strike." Aegis flickered violently, sending twisted waves around the station. Alien ships lost control of their flight paths. Several smashed into each other, falling apart in fire and sparks. Rhea pointed forward. "Fire." Outpost Orion's railguns unleashed everything. Massive rounds tore through unshielded alien ships. Explosions lit the battlefield like a second sun. The alien armada was now fighting on 2 fronts, humans in front, humans behind. And they were losing. The final collapse. On the alien flagship, Vrakthal looked at the screens in disbelief. "Our ships, thousands are gone." His voice cracked with rage. "This is impossible." His second-in-command trembled. "Humanity is not what we thought, my lord." Vrakthal stared at the massive Leviathan cutting through the fleet. "No," he growled. "They are worse." Another human rail shot struck a dreadnought, splitting it into 2 burning halves. Shards of metal rained across the alien formation. One by one, alien commanders began to retreat. Retreat. Fall back. Break off the attack. But only 17 ships made it out. Just 17 survivors from an armada of 9,700. They sped away into the darkness, engines burning bright. Silence after the fire. The battlefield slowly calmed. Human ships moved carefully among the wreckage, scanning for threats. Fires burned on shattered hulls. Broken metal floated like dead giants. Inside Orion Station, the crew stared at the screen in exhausted silence. Jonas whispered, We survived." Rhea exhaled a long, slow breath. "Yes, but at a cost." Aegis powered down with a final flicker. The station fell quiet. Then Admiral Thorne's voice came through again. "Orion Station, Earth is safe. You fought well. Humanity owes you." Rhea looked out at the battlefield. She did not smile. She only whispered, "This war is not over. But today, they learned what we are."